one of my friends goes, "Show us your tits!" to the girl and the mom in the car. And, like, we were like, dude, what the fuck? And the part was, like, the girl was just like, oh my god. And then her mom does it.
Wait, what? Are you serious? Wait, hold up. You got some milk titties.
No. I mean...
Well, let's start this shit show then.
It was a little better.
Yeah, that one was better than the other one. The other one I heard every clap individually.
Mine were pretty closer together.
Okay, so who wants to bring in the intro?
I've done like every single one. Well, I think Tyko kind of... Well, actually, no. I don't know. Tyko, you want to intro this time?
Not really.
All right, Tom, why don't you do it this time?
All right.
I'll do it next time, but like, not this time.
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to Golden Boys Podcast today. Does that sound good enough?
Today. What's the script, Jimmy?
You paid me for so many words.
Future tomorrow. Today.
Who are the hosts? Who's running the podcasts? Who's getting the budgets?
This high quality and low quality podcast.
You're missing the crucial information. I guess I'll do the rest. We're featuring our hosts, Ripstud, Tyko Wisz, and TheRealTomRyan.
You got it right this time. You got the last name right this time. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I remembered. I was short memory span, but I remembered.
Right. And today we are talking about school stories. Right. We actually have a topic this time. We are not flying off the handle as usual. We have an actual topic we're going for today. And it's not Has Been Hotel.
Okay, listen.
Speaking of hazard,
No, don't you dare. No, Tyko. I swear to God, I was almost free from that.
Speaking of God, Has Been Hotel is cool. All right, who's got us?
I do have one quick tangent before we go into the school stories that I just realized when I was listening to you talk right then. Tom, do you realize you sound like a lot like Mick Lauer,
Who the
the
hell
Rice
is that?
Pirate? Have you ever gotten that? Rice
No,
Pirate?
never heard of him.
I'll have to send you
name's
some of
Rice,
his stuff
and
because
he's
he's
a
like
pirate.
he's a
What does
voice
he sound
actor,
like?
and he
Like, okay, what characters does he play?
sounds
What
like
does
you
he
just
play?
did.
I mean,
Who does it sound like? You?
Like recent. Well, I mean, he was like he's like one of the Newgrounds like voice actors. Recently, he just got a role in the new JoJo.
Really?
Okay. Wow. Really?
Yeah,
Awesome.
Dang.
yeah, and he has like really good tips and stuff for becoming a voice actor. That was a lot of stuff like I learned was I watched his stuff. He's really insightful, really cool guy, and I was like, hey, you kind of sound like Nick. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Now let's talk about school and how it was the
How was
greatest
the best
ever.
experience of our lives?
I wanted to die.
Totally.
10 out of 10.
Exactly.
Would go back and do it again.
Greatest
and do it all the
experience.
same exact way.
Yeah.
Only once? I would do it at least 4.
No, 4? Why not 10?
10? Why not 20?
Why not 100?
Why not?
100? Why not just stay there forever?
Tyko, don't trifle with me. I will win. I will beat you. I will.
Boy, you don't know. You don't even know.
Alright, so yeah, today's
I will find a hill that I don't even like and I'll die on
Today's
it.
topic is school stories. Stories that we have while we were in school. And Tyko, we actually, I kind of feel bad for this kind of reason. One of the reasons why we're doing this topic today, I kind of feel bad because Tyko had a story last time that we had to cut short because I had to go run an errand real fast, and it was really urgent.
Darn it, Tom.
I did?
I feel awful. Tyko, please move on while I'm struggling here.
I didn't know I had a story.
Tyko, I swear to God, I'm gonna murder you, Tyko.
I don't think
No.
Tyko had a story, Tom. Are
No,
No, I wanted to bring up
no.
something else. Yeah, I wanted to bring up something completely
Oh
different.
my God, Tyko, I am going to murder you. I'm going to come to your house. And I am going.
I already have one foot in the grave. I mean, you won't have to try hard.
I plan not to. Okay. But does anyone have any school stories that they want to come forward with?
Do I have one?
You know, embarrassing, cringy, anything like
I got one of
that.
those, but I want you all to go first. I want to see. I want to see how bad we're going.
I got one where I got like brutally mutilated.
God.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on. Are you for real?
Yeah.
Oh, go
Yeah.
on. Go on.
So I want to say, I think I was probably freshman in high school. I think it was either like 8th grade or I was a freshman in high school because I remember I went to a high
that's
school
usually
game.
where all our
And it was
stories will come from.
Yeah, and it was a high school soccer game, and the way it's set up is it's played on the football field, but there's the bleachers, and then there's like an area behind the bleachers that people can just kind of like do whatever. And I was one of those because I didn't give a shit about the game. I just wanted to hang out with random people, and so we're back there playing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Someone had like one of those little soccer balls that are just the size of like your hand, and they're just like, "Yeah, we'll just kick it around." And we got a little intense about it, and I went to kick it, and I ended up sliding into the back of the bleachers where there's like a bunch of empty
tetanus.
space, so I didn't run into
Tetanus,
anything.
Phil.
Yeah, see, I didn't realize at the time. So I did that, and I got up, and I was just like, oh, whatever. And then like I was walking back up to the bleachers, so I was like, oh man, I wonder if I can like grab me or see if I can like snatch me like a couple dollars so I can get like a hot dog or something. And as I was walking up there, I walked up to my mom and I was like, hey mother that I love so very much, can you please give me a singular dollar? And she was like, what's that on your leg? I was like, what are you talking about? And I had a long strand of blood just going down my leg. I was like, huh, look at that.
I'm bleeding.
And they're like, did you cut yourself? And I was like, huh, I don't know. And I lift up my shorts to take a look, and I had a big old gaping hole in my leg and like a piece of glass just stuck in it. And I was like, oh,
Well,
whoops.
Nothing harmful at all.
And like my mom was like, oh my God.
I'm as surprised as these turn events as you
But
are.
so ended up going home, and my mom had to take the glass out of my leg, and then she and it wasn't deep enough for stitches, or well, she said it wasn't deep enough for stitches. I have a feeling she just didn't want to stitch me up. So we ended up just like squeezing it together. Actually, first she poured peroxide in it, and that was a joy. If you ever had peroxide in an open wound, it is great.
Beautiful.
So it ended up having to like just basically getting the pieces of meat and pushing it together and putting like a butterfly band-aid over it, and then like another band-aid, like one of those big like bandages on top of it, and then wrapping my leg.
A bunch of makeshift just band-aids and pure determination.
Oh yeah, dude, it was like the most low budget just first aid ever.
High quality, low
I was just
quality.
like, exactly. And I was like, the whole time I was like, oh, it doesn't hurt that bad. It wasn't until they put the peroxide in, I was just like, motherfucker! I was fine!
Was is the key term.
And now I have like this big old scar on like just the meaty part of my thigh.
I am such a sadist.
Yes, and one more
I
page.
am getting off from Tyko's pain. Oh man. Oh, I have a whole lot of cringy stories from back in high school.
I got cringe too, but that's like when I think of high school stories, I think that's like the one that I remember the most because I was like I was mutilated.
Oh my god. Okay, so remember back in high school when you want to be cool and all that, when you really just want to be on the cool kid spectrum, right?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I was a hilariously neckbeardless neckbeard back in high school. I've changed now. I've changed my ways. I have seen the light. I've seen that like everything is like wow, oh my god. But I used to there was a bunch of guys over in my class one time. They were talking about like all the martial arts stuff they do, and I thought me being like thinking like, oh, it's gonna be so cool. I'm gonna talk to them and say like, oh yeah, I work at the Renaissance Fair as well. I do fighting stuff as well. He's like, oh, what stuff do you do? He's like, oh, I do, and of course I had to like make something up on the spot because I wanted to be cool kid.
Because he was lying.
Well, because simple fact is I was lying.
Clearly.
But so I told them, I said with the most straightest face I could possible, I work as a master swordsman. And hold on, wait before you judge before you just judge me. Hold on a second. Hold on. Realize this is like peak neckbeard. What I thought was the coolest thing, being able to be like a master at like at like swordsmanship, and this is like me as a freshman. So I changed. Okay, I changed. Swear to God.
Okay.
Ripstud, I swear. Ripstud, no, please. I'm begging you.
Whatever you say, Tom. Just continue on.
Is it bad like just talking about this? I'm getting like all these stories coming back to me now.
Dude, I'm trying to for the life of me remember my past. I somehow managed to forget things, but it's just once in a while. I'll be in the dream, and all of a sudden I'll just start crying. It's just like, not again. Not again.
No, you did not forget it.
Man.
You were just traumatized, and your brain just automatically locked it up inside the back of your head.
It's just like, not today. You ain't leaving me no more.
You ain't remembering this. You'll die.
Oh man, like just so much cringe.
And
oh,
of course,
my God.
they knew I was lying. Like it was just obvious. Like my
Yeah.
Tyko, I don't need your opinion right now. But
Well, it's obvious you were lying. I mean, I'd like to see the one guy who's like, huh, that sounds really interesting.
He's just this one gullible girl, like, really? Can you make me something? He's like, sure.
Just calls your bluff.
You go to Amazon, buy like a plastic sword.
just come up with a freaking foam sword from like, not even like foam. It's just a balloon sword that I got from home. I blew up myself the night before. And like, oh gosh, they were really nice about it too. But like, God, I was a complete douchebag. Oh, holy hell! Just like thinking like, oh, I'm so cool because I create up this lie to make myself look cool. And for one, kiddies, don't ever do that. If you have to say that you're cool, you're not cool. At all.
Yeah, if you want to come up with a reasonable lie, make sure it's believable.
Make sure it's believable. Don't do what I did, kiddies. Don't do what I did.
Just don't lie in general.
See, this is why we can't like have our podcast go to children, because we're promoting lying, and lying is a sin.
It's against the devil.
It's against the devil.
It's against the
No,
devil.
It's
The one devil
I'll be
know
your
you're
Angel, or
sinning.
be your Diablo.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember.
Oh man, you wanna? All right, so I got two stories like ready, and so one is how cringy I was when I was approaching the opposite sex,
Oh,
and I got another one which I think is the pinnacle of when I started to come down with the case of the fuckets, or I was just starting to become just super
Please,
autistic.
Anthony, take
I don't
attention
know
away
which
from
one of
my
the two.
story. I beg of you.
Okay. So let's talk about. Oh, hold on. What happened?
Oh.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you still hear me?
You're fine.
Oh, okay. Screen went black for a second. It scared me. So, when this is probably 6th, 7th grade, something like that, and I was starting to, get attracted to the females,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh no, my pee-pee hard.
Yo, why my pee-pee so hard?
And me not really knowing how actual conversations work.
Oh no.
I was thinking, like, in order to talk to girls, I was using, like, movies and stuff as references.
Oh no.
Because, it's in a movie. I mean, that has to be what people, like, do, right?
It's the internet doesn't lie. The internet doesn't movies.
Yeah, and, like, so what I did was, I wrote out this note saying, to this girl saying, like, oh, I really like you, all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, that should be easy, right? And I was like, yeah, but you know what? I can make it more interesting. So what I did, I turned this little confession note into, like, a puzzle where it was basically each letter was, like, a symbol, and I had, like, the symbols on the back.
That's it.
So she had to figure it out in order to decode the letter.
You all up on this.
Exactly.
Puzzle.
And I remember I gave it to one of her friends to give to her, and then she gave it to me, and then she, like, confronted me. She's like, yo, what the fuck does this say? But she didn't say it like that because we were children, but that's pretty much the whole tone was, what the fuck is this say? And I was just like, nothing, you can just throw it away. I didn't, it was a prank, someone did that.
Tyko,
Someone,
no.
Just a prank.
like, I backed down hard.
Oh, dang rejection.
Oh no.
Uh,
Oh. Whoa. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Who was that?
I think Tyko
That was me.
just died.
Tyko, are you okay?
I did. I'm fine.
It's okay.
I'm totally not dead.
I died of embarrassment.
But then this goes on to pretty much the point. So in high school, freshman year, it's always, you're trying to be like, I need to establish myself,
Right,
blah, blah, blah,
exactly.
blah, and all that other stuff. And all that stuff goes down. Well, around my sophomore year, I was working at Mickey D's. I'm just trying to get through the day. So it got to the point where I was just like, dude, I'm just trying to get through life. I don't really care about what clique I am. I'm just going to start doing whatever. And at that point, if I was to give anyone advice, just do whatever. Just, you need to come down with a case of the fuckets and do whatever. Because when you start, like, doing whatever and not caring what people think, your life gets so much easier. Because, like, once I started doing that, like, my high school years got a lot better. Because, I started just doing, like, whatever. Why'd you do that? I don't know. I felt like it. I mean, that was pretty much my answer to everything. And I had this idea that I thought was funny, but in hindsight was probably not as funny as I thought it was. Because this is, at the time, to just show how old I am.
Oh, no.
At the time, it was MySpace was the
right.
popular thing.
Holy crap, MySpace was the thing.
Yeah, exactly. I want to say it was probably like right when MySpace was, or right when Facebook just came out, so it was like still kind of shitty.
Right.
So it's like people were still on MySpace, but basically I was on MySpace, and I had this funny idea. So like I worked at McDonald's, and I was like, man, McDonald's sucks. Everyone works there knows it sucks. And I was like, oh, I got this funny idea. So I got the little McDonald's hat. It was like an actual hat. It's not like the paper hats. And I took a picture of me posing in the mirror wearing nothing but the hat, but like the hat was on my groin. And so I took that picture and I typed on it, man, I hate my job. I didn't post it on MySpace, but I sent it to all my friends just because I thought it was funny. And they were like, dude, what the fuck? Why'd you send me this? I was like, oh, it's funny though.
Nick, fuck it.
But yeah, and like I remember my friends just being like, "Why'd you send me this? This shit's gay." I was like, "It's not gay. It's funny." Because I hate my job. It looks like I'm like a stripper or something.
This is for McDonald's. Hi, welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order?
Yeah,
You're just on the pole. And you're just like, would you like fries with that?
and I was just like, man, you guys need to learn to laugh. You guys need some like a funny bone. You need to learn to laugh. And I was like, and then like thinking back, I'm like, if I was a girl, that'd probably work. But as a guy sending it to like other guys, it probably wasn't as funny as I thought it was.
I mean,
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Have y'all ever seen that picture of a girl who had nothing but just like fries covering her body and had like 2 fry boxes on her titty?
what?
Okay.
I have not.
Okay, hold up.
Tom,
Okay, well, hold up.
did this happen in school?
All right.
Want to explain?
Actually, yeah, this is a story. Actually, I almost forgot.
Oh, boy.
So one time, one of these girls, we're basically 2 of the hugest shit posters alive during that time, and we were just sending each other like the most cringiest stuff. And one day, she just sends me a picture with a girl with nothing but fries covering her body, mostly like surrounding her groin region. So, and like it's Ripstud show.
I'm liking it, man. Continue.
And you're here, Ripstud's pants fall
I
off
mean,
right
I
now.
have my needs, but continue. I'm not even here. I'm not even in this podcast.
And this is like suddenly I just hear it.
It's a good story.
Sorry, I'm back.
But so I'm saying like, and like this is again like during my neck beardy kind of like Bible thumper days where I'm just like, ugh, what the fuck, naked women, fucking gross.
And may I ask, what year was this? How old were you?
I was a freshman in high school.
What, dude? Freshman, dude.
I'm
I
not
was
gonna
all-
lie.
I
If I
had
saw,
I didn't understand until after freshman year was done that people had a kinky side and that they're more likely to show off in high school, and it's not
yeah,
as
high
shameful
school's-
to watch porn.
I'm still ashamed of it.
We have our needs, Ripstud. We can't deny our needs.
I mean, we can. It's just.
And one of my needs is at McDonald's
I don't mind making.
McTitties.
I want those McChickens. Oh lord.
But I think this is like her way of like telling me she liked me, because after that she sent me a text saying like, would you like me if I was posed like that? And again, it's like,
Oh no.
no.
One way to find out.
We're just friends. And then I went on a tangent, just been like, but you totally should though, as a joke.
Dude, I was wrecked. Oh my gosh, stop.
Oh, I can never become president now. I can never become president.
I mean,
it's gonna be running for office, and then my opponent's gonna be showing like, yes, but do you think you can run for president with this? And just gonna show me this video, and I'm just gonna be like, well, you got a point there.
you just come up with some like elaborate way to like eliminate taxes
no, you
and then just
got to get the neckbeard vote.
and then just some lady's just like, yes, that can help our economy. But do you want this man running in your office? Just a screen of you just doing some weird thing goes on. Like, oh no.
Oh well, shit. I guess you're right.
Well,
Hey, he's doing it with confidence.
Doing it confidence,
so
so yeah. Confidence was the main like difficulty for me throughout high school. Like trying to figure out like what kind of person I am, and realizing that I'm a person who just doesn't give like well, as Tyko said, a McFuck. But like, dude, confidence was just so damn hard to get in high school. Like, especially because everyone wanted to trash on you. Everyone like everyone's expecting you to trash on someone else. And like everyone's saying that they're minding their own business when they're really not.
That's true. I don't know. For me in high school, like, I just went with the flow. I didn't really. I wouldn't say it was picky, but like at the same time, like, oh man, like I experienced a lot of drama with friends. I saw a lot of things that happened. It was a mix and match for me. So I had my ups, but I've had numerous downs. Like, oh my, I remember this was one experience in high school, freshman year actually. We were all just sitting in biology class, and then there's a guy in the class who like had crutches. He's driving a car in the class.
Right.
And just out of nowhere, we're all laughing and stuff. I think we were getting ready to leave class because like the bell was gonna ring in like 5 minutes or so. All of a sudden, the guy just starts shaking, and like we didn't know what was going on. Most of us thought he was just joking around, but the look on his face showed he was in immense like he was going through a seizure.
Oh shoot!
And the teacher just ran straight to him, like grabbed him, like held him because like he was still shaking, but she kept his head up. 3 students, including me, ran onto the halls, telling like teachers like, "Hey, call for help" or something like that.
Right.
So like after a while, we all booked it out of the class, let them take him. Like 15 minutes later, like a few of my friends and I were in a room in the counseling office, just like, what just happened? So we afterwards we all grabbed our stuff. You know, like we were there to comfort each other. I was fine, like I wasn't too emotional, but I was just like, I just experienced that.
Dang.
So this took a turn in the podcast. I'm sorry.
We're taking like dark turns all the time, man. It's not even new.
I mean, I can't remember anything. Well, I can remember a few things. I just don't know if it's appropriate enough for the podcast for many reasons.
I
mean, okay. So it's not in a lewdful kind of way. It's I don't know if I should say the story or not, but all right, screw it. So this was
then don't.
Okay,
I mean, it's that easy.
that's true.
It's really easy. You just gotta try.
I mean, it was sort of a racist kind of thing, but I was like in 5th grade at the time, so
Right.
you know what?
Okay.
You know what? Full throttle it in. So this happened back in 5th grade, and then at the time I was getting bullied, so I still didn't know how to defend myself.
Right.
So in 5th grade I was in class. We were all in class. I don't remember what we were doing, but I got up to go sharpen a pencil, and a group of kids came up to me, and they were all. Just know, I am not in any way discriminating any race. These guys were also black.
Right.
And they came up to me and they just started. I don't remember what they were doing, but they were picking on me. They were teasing me. They were being disrespectful. And in my little mind, I was thinking, okay, I need these guys to back off of me. So I said, I don't like black people.
Oh.
The teacher in the class gasped. They were just like. And I just said, they're like, did that just come out of my mouth? And the mere fear.
It was at that moment that
He
Ripstud knew he fucked up.
I was just like, oh my gosh, did I just really say that? Obviously, I didn't mean that because I had friends who were, of course, black. And I was sent to the principal's office. I had my counselor come in. Obviously, she knew I didn't mean it. And at the time, we had a horrible principal who didn't know what she was doing. She was like, well, he said this, so obviously he meant that.
Oh my
God.
god.
And my counselor, obviously, she had my back.
Oh my god.
So she's like, obviously, you didn't mean this. We talked with these kids, you know. The whole situation was settled for. I was waiting. I was more scared because I knew my parents had something to say. When I got home, however, my parents was like, all right, we're proud of you. But why?
Why would you say it like that? Why like that?
Like, my parents were proud that I stood up for myself. Just now, how I stood up for myself.
Yeah, probably less racism next time.
Obviously, those guys kind of stopped messing with me. I don't know. That was definitely something I'm not proud of.
Hey, it could have been worse. You could have called him the N-word.
Oh, well, I got a story for you all.
You could have said brown backwards.
Brown backwards.
Yeah. Do you guys not know what brown backwards is?
At that time, I didn't know what that meant.
You want to tell me?
Well, yeah, brown backwards is N-word.
Okay. So
Ripstud in the chat.
all right. Okay.
See?
I see it. I see it. But okay. So realize I was a very sheltered kid back then. I didn't know my first curse word till like 6th grade, something like that. Even then, it was just like a word like "damn." That was it.
No.
Other than that, I slightly knew other words. I knew words that rhymed with it, but I never really knew what it was or what it meant. So, I was friends with this one. Well, friends like being associates because we didn't like each other, but we did like each other because we stuck up for each other. It was kind of like that, like understanding. I don't like you, you don't like me, but we're cool right now. We're cool. We're done. All right, no fighting, truce. And he he starts like because he was a lot more from the hood than I was. I was on like the borderline from the hood. I was on the nice side and also on the bad side of town. Like you could easily notice when you start walking, like things automatically shift from a very nice historical town of Annapolis to like the more like ghetto side of Annapolis. And I have friends from both sides. And so he starts singing a rap song, and then I hear I'm not even gonna say it, so I'm just because freaking YouTube demonetization. I heard him say the N word. I'm like, oh, what does that mean? And he's like, are you serious? You don't even know? I'm like, no. He's like, and I think he was afraid of getting in trouble because he didn't exactly knew me that much during that time. He thought that I might snitch on him because like I don't know, maybe he didn't think like Hispanics can say the N word. Like can they? I don't know, can they? I'm very confused about this stuff. I'm white. I don't know nothing about this.
I mean, they're Hispanic. They have their
No,
own.
basically, if you're
Right,
white, you
okay,
can't say
good.
it.
And
I think they have their own slang.
It's free game
he
for
said
everyone
the
else.
N word meant stupid. So in my mind, I thought, well, I learned this new foreign word that meant stupid.
Oh no! I can already tell where this is going. Oh no!
Now, just to mind you, I also went to a very, very ghetto middle school during that time. Called Bates Middle School, Wiley H. Bates Middle School, home of the Cougars.
Tom's gonna die.
Go Cougars.
And I had a reputation of being like the goody two shoes kid that never got in trouble, that always tried to like stay like ahead of the curb. Bright, smiley, little face, fat little kid.
Well,
and one time.
oh no, Tom.
I'm talking to my friends. Realize it's like one white kid with a whole group of black kids talking. And I said, for lack of a better term, when we were joking around, he says, "Man, stop being stop being stop being the N-word."
No.
Everyone was just like, "Whoa, wait, hold on, Thomas."
Did you say it with a hard R? Did you say it with a hard R?
I think that answers it.
Okay, hold up.
Okay. I was about to say, because if you said it with a soft A, you might have been able to wiggle out of it. Because you'd be like, nah, that's what, that's what rappers call their friends, they're homies, right?
Okay, so...
I hear it in the songs.
So I did say it with a soft R, alright? It's just... Okay,
there's no soft R. It's a hard R or a soft A.
And with the soft A. Again, I didn't know what this word meant besides stupid, because that's what my friend told me. And I was gullible, like, why would that person lie to me? I am an innocent child. Why would anyone want to lie to me, especially another child?
Oh, Tom.
And the people were, like some of the dudes were just like, whoa, wait, hold up, wait, whoa, Tom, whoa. I'm so confused. I'm slightly like freaked out. Like, whoa, wait, hold on, whoa, wait, hold on, what's wrong? It's just a foreign word. Wait, what? Y'all, what?
His child stop is just like, oh no, did I break my goody good shoe?
What? Oh my god! No, that's exactly what I was thinking.
am I
Oh
not
my
a
god,
good
that's exactly
boy
what was
anymore?
going through my mind. It was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. Oh my god, what did I say? I don't know what offended them. And then they like, the thing is, they were actually really cool about it. They sat me down and said, okay, Tom, we know you, buddy. Okay, we know you. We know you wouldn't just say that word out of like on. And the thing is, I kept on like saying it like, wait, hold on, what's mean? What's mean? What's
He sat you down. It's like, Tommy boy.
I just kept on repeating it, and it's like, no, dude, shut up. You're about to die. I'm like, well, wait, is this word cursed?
No. No, Tom's having the heel turn into racist.
Oh, Tommy boy.
I was a pure innocent cinnamon roll. All right, I didn't know much about anything
Until after that day.
And yeah, they just sat me down and was like, Thomas, we know you wouldn't say that without being misguided. So we're going to tell you what that word means. And you got to promise us you'll never ever say that. And so like once they got me calmed down, they're like, I'm just like, okay, that word is linked to a whole lot of racism. So you need to understand that that word is not for your people to say. I'm like, my people? What do you mean, my people?
What do you mean what I
You're
do?
It's like,
no,
white
I'm taking
people.
it back.
Do you see your skin? That's white. You're a white person. I'm like, oh, okay. So just because I'm white, I can't say. I wanted to say it again. It was like, oh my god, I'm sorry.
It's like, oh my
This
god,
child.
this child.
That's what they said. Oh my god, that's what they said. Like, oh my lord, this child.
Well, at least you survived. That's what's important.
Man, dude, hold on. Like, shit, like, oh man, I don't know if Kai still watches like my content, but Kai, if you are out there, my dude, because he was like one of the only guys that defended me, because some other dudes got mad. It was like, this white boy is tripping. He did not just say that, and he was like, nah, chill. I know this boy. He wouldn't do this without like needing some schooling. He's not racist. He's just really
fucking
stupid.
stupid.
Oh god. And dude, later on that day, they asked me like, who told you this? And I told them like the kid's name, and
Oh no.
and I'm just gonna say that next day I heard that I'm probably gonna say it. No, fuck it. Jose went and fell down and got his leg all bruised up recently after that.
He fell down. That's what happened.
He fell down. He fell down.
He fell down.
And one of the black guys of the group went up to me and says, "You know, Thomas, if you say that word, something like that could happen to you."
That was a threat.
Oh well, thank you for watching out for my
Wow,
safety.
thank you. Again, I was stupid. I was like, wow, well, thank you for watching out for my safety. This word must be more cursed than I thought.
Yeah, it just
So
gives
why
you bad
there's
luck.
like freaking magic in this word? Wow, it's so tantalizing.
You wondered. Your friend fell down mysteriously.
Oh my god.
It's a mystery how we're all still alive. We're getting drafted for sure.
my
We're getting
God.
drafted for sure.
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure if this war's actually gonna happen though.
I don't think so. They've been
Nah.
talking like this since
Nah, it's
like
happening.
after World War II. I highly doubt. Besides that, we have the. Sorry
Nah,
to
it's
bring it
happening.
politically,
It's
but
going
like
down
we have
right
the
now.
strongest country
World
army in the
War
world.
III, babies. World War III.
But apparently they brought in like 2,000 other people to get into the army. So it's a possibility, but I highly doubt it considering, again, we have the strongest army in the world. So no one's going to want to mess with us.
Well, no, singular.
Army.
All right. Back to more embarrassing stories. We don't speak
Yeah.
politics here.
We don't
We're
speak
idiots.
politics. We are idiots. We know nothing about this. We speak politics, realize it's all out of our asses.
I'm probably the biggest one here. I don't know Jack.
Okay, school stories.
Let me think of one.
I got one. It's not really like I don't know. It was kind of like a win, but it was also kind of cringy at the same time.
Alright.
So like me and a couple of my high school friends, we went out to the movies because it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't really in the movies. It was like it was like they were doing a thing at the park where they were kind of doing like a drive-in type of thing, but it's just like they had like a big projector, they were playing a movie, and you can just come in, sit at the park and all this other stuff.
Right.
Anyways, so I went there with a couple friends, and we met up with a couple of our acquaintances who happened to be females. I mean, it wasn't like a big date thing, it was just like big old friendly thing. And we were all talking, having fun, just doing whatever. Afterwards, I got in my friend's car, and one of the females that we were talking to, she went with her mom, got in their car, and they were driving away. And we were both driving away, and we're in this, like, 2-lane, it was like a 2-lane on, like, the highway. And we were just being like, I don't know, we kept on nagging them on, and, and then one of my friends goes, "Show us your tits!" to the girl and the mom in the car, and like we were like, dude, what the fuck? And the part was like the girl was just like, oh my god, and then her mom does it.
Wait, what?
Wait, are you serious? What? Hold up, you got some milk titties.
No.
I mean, she wasn't. I mean, so she wasn't that. I mean, they were titties. So I mean, whatever. But it was just funny though, because he was just like, "Show us your tits," and we were like, "What the fuck? That's not gonna work!" Holy shit, it worked!
That caught me off guard so hard. What the heck?
That's like an introduction to a porno. What?
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "There's no way that's gonna work,"
Holy
and
shit,
then it worked. I was like, what the fuck? I'm gonna do that more often.
Imagine some kid just being like, "Does that work for every occasion?"
It's like a kid with a unlocked account on YouTube. It's just so it's like, maybe I should try this. Show us your tits, and you're just like me before you can finish the sentence, right there on the mouth, on the cheek. Oh boy.
Oh no.
It didn't work.
I wonder why.
Lie.
I wonder why, Junior.
So why would I lie? I never lie.
We're on the internet. We don't speak lies here.
I have no reason to lie, and anyone who says I do, they're liars.
They are the liars, not me. It is I. I am the truth teller.
Oh.
Shoot,
That's
I had
beautiful.
another story.
I got another one. If you
Yeah.
I can't even
Let me
remember
think of
most
my
of them.
story. Just go ahead, Tyko.
Okay, so me and a couple friends, we were driving around, and we're about to we're gonna pull down like my street where I lived, and there was just a dead cat in the road, and like we about hit it, but so we pulled over to the side. It was like, you know what, we're gonna pull that cat off the road, do some good, whatever, be nice so no one else runs him over, and so I get out, friends right behind me. I don't know why one of them was following me, but I was like, I went to grab the dead cat by the tail and like pull it off the road, and when I did, the tail came off. We're like,
Tyko has AIDS. Tyko has AIDS.
And
Tyko
like,
has AIDS.
I mean, probably, but the part was like I freaked out and like I like jumped back after I did it and I threw it up in the air, and we were just running. So like the dead cat itself didn't move at all. It just basically ripped off its tail. I was just disgracing a corpse at that point. And me and my other friend, we ran back to the car, and like we drove home, and then like that morning my friend got up and like he's like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and head home. I'm like, okay, cool. I hear him go outside, and I hear him go, what the fuck? And we go outside, that cattail that I ripped off was like on his roof the whole time. So, and it was like sitting out in the sun that morning, so it was just like all rotten and stuff.
beautiful.
Oh,
I was like, wow, it stayed up there that whole time.
Just young innocent Tycho. Whoa.
It's like, huh, who'd have thunk?
Oh.
That's amazing.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lordy Lou. Oh God, who's even watching this podcast? Like who has the time to watch a whole hour of like three idiots talking about, about stupid
People who enjoy quality
no,
content.
exactly. People who enjoy quality content.
Other.
Yeah,
fellow
you
idiots.
listening right now, talking to
So
you.
now you're beautiful. You're breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're beautiful. You're beautiful.
You're absolutely phenomenal.
You're beautiful. You're breathtaking. If I was in the room with you, I would give you a nice peck on the cheek. But only if there's consent. I would.
Kiss her cheek. I didn't.
He
consent.
sexually harassed me on the internet.
Oh, no.
I did not give him consent to give me a virtual kiss.
Kiss us.
Kiss. All right, I remember the story vividly now. So back in high school, this is starting like when I'm starting to like turn around my neck beard ways, and I'm like starting to like be a little bit more chill, starting to understand life a little bit better, as much as a freaking teenager in high school can. So I'm talking with my friend, and this one weird kid. We're gonna call him, because I know he is still he still watches my content because he talks to me about my stuff all the time. So I'm just gonna keep his name safe for safety reasons. We're gonna call him Sam. Sam I am. So Sam I am tells us to come over there for a second. And he brings us over to the prop room, and he's like, "Oh, he's part of the musical theory thing. He's probably gonna show us a new prop that they got." And so we walk in. He locks us in there, and we're like banging at the door. He's like, "Dude, let us out! Let us out!" And he's like, "Nah, find what I put in there first." And so we're like walking around, and I'm talking to my friend, saying like, "Wait, hold on. What smells like shit?"
Oh no.
Oh God.
And like we're smelling this like really vividly now. And, like we had like a sewage break couple days ago, and like we're thinking like, oh, this is probably just some sewage. They didn't fix the pipes yet. It's whatever. And we're going now, and my friend says, "Wow, this room really smells like shit. What the hell?"
Jeez.
There's a PVC bucket in the corner.
Oh
just
no.
filled with piss and shit.
Oh.
And we're like, "Sam, I am. What the hell, man?" It's like, "Oh, you found it."
I
It's
got
like,
you.
Like, "Oh, like no, let us out, you bastard." Oh, we were so mad that day.
Oh man, that's.
And when I mean filled, it was just filled. It was like halfway there on like the freaking like lining of the bucket. It was just it smelled awful too. This dude ate asparagus and coffee before he shat in that bucket.
Asparagus
It's
and
like
cuttlefish.
coffee. Just drank it and you just pissed like a stinky piss out of there.
Oh, stinky.
Just let you know we bring quality content on this channel.
Yeah, this is quality, guys.
Quality
The
content.
bucket.
I got one. It's I don't know. It's funny, but it's also super disrespectful.
Oh no.
Wait, hold
What's
on.
with this?
So back in the day, I want to say it was like junior. I was a junior. Me and a couple friends, we'd shoot just like random videos of us like rapping and stuff, and we decided, oh, let's just do like a rap battle, and so it was like me, two of my friends, and then like two other acquaintances. Like I didn't really know them that well. I kind of knew them, but they were more friends with the other guys. And we were doing a rap, and we were like, oh, let's just do a rap battle, and So as we're doing it, I thought of this line that I heard before, and I thought it'd be really appropriate what was going on.
Nope.
But at the same time, I was like, it's super fucked up. But man, it fits because this happened just recently. So like, I'm rapping against this guy, and then I go, so basically, okay, let me just set it up like this. So basically, the guy I was rapping against, his grandmother just passed away. Or it didn't pass away, she passed away like a couple months ago. So it reminded me of this line that I heard from another rap battle that I used to watch. So basically it goes, rest in peace to his grandmama, folks. But that doesn't mean I didn't come with no grandmama jokes. Your grandmama died because she's a damn fucking hoe. She tripped in the kitchen on some damn fucking soap. Her lips are crustier than some damn fucking toast. I gave that bitch a high five and her hand fucking broke.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Jeez. That's fire lyrics, but
like
oh
I
my
said,
gosh.
Like I said, it was super disrespectful, and that guy's like grandma actually that passed away like months before. That guy got so pissed. And I was like, hey, that means I won though, right?
That means I won though, Reggie. Oh my god.
Dude, the best. So it's like I can only give two advices in life. One is just do whatever you want for yourself and play to win.
Oh my gosh.
That's fucked up, man. Oh my god.
Yeah, that. I think the one that got everyone to roar was that last one though. That hand broke.
I wonder why.
Jeez, that's freaking spitting fires, but still, my lord.
Disrespectful.
Oh my gosh. Well then, I have a story, but nothing as close to that. Actually,
no, most of my stories are fucked up. Mainly because I'm a fucked up child.
This is probably senior year of my high school, and at the time I was taking lifeguarding as a class because that was my only option I could take. And let me just say, it is a fun experience to take lifeguarding.
That sounds like a fun class, man.
Yeah, I enjoy mainly because I enjoy swimming. My dad and I we love to swim. Like we race each other when we're at like public pools or we go somewhere like that and we just race. Such a fun experience. This is at the time where we started actually dealing with like helping to like get people out of the pool, like if they're injured. You guys know those like weird looking surfboard things that like lifeguards use if someone's injured, they got to carry them out.
Like a boogie board or like a tube? Something like that?
It's a long looking like flat board that like you lay them on there, they're strapped onto it.
Right.
We were put onto one of those, and like I was in a group of 4. So like, okay, we're gonna put this guy in, then you go, Chris, and then you, and then you. I'm like, okay. So the first guy goes in. It's very simple, easy. He's strapped into the thing. He's in the pool, and it's like, okay, we push down gently, and then we hoist him up and like drag him across the floor. Well, onto the floor. We're like, okay.
Right.
Very simple. Everyone does it. It was easy as pie. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. I'm like, all right, Chris, get in the water. I'm like, okay. So 2 guys get in, they strap me in. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be interesting. I'm waiting. I can't wait. My biggest fear is that they're gonna drop me. I'm just gonna plummet to the floor. I'm like, I can't get up, and I'm just strapped to the board, like suffocating. But luckily they didn't, so that was a good thing. However, while I couldn't get down into the water, they couldn't pull me out of the pool. So they had one guy do it. He couldn't do it. It's like, okay, that's a little weird. All right, let's have 2 guys do it. They couldn't get me out of the pool. The teacher helped in. She couldn't help get me out of the pool. I think they brought in another guy, and they couldn't get me out of the pool. And then there's like, all right, just strap him out of there, get him out. I'm like, oh my gosh. Are you trying to tell me I'm fat? No, we're trying to say you're obese. Get out of here.
Ripstud laugh about you and the Doritos.
Oh my gosh. I was just like, really? am I really this fat? And they're just like, no. Ow.
Wow.
No, chunky
Guess
McFat
what?
ass.
Actually, no.
Listen here, chunkster. Oh man, it was a funny experience. Either way, I didn't like the teacher. She was kind of sexist.
Oh, really?
Kind of like she doesn't like openly go for it, but like she was kind of sexist for like some specific points for what I'm aware of. And
Yeah, but was she sexy?
she was like one of those skinny gym coaches, but she was wrinkly.
Oh.
Probably should stay out of the pool.
But what made me pissed off about her the most was like I was good with everything else. Like I was an excellent swimmer. When we did the brick test, I was one of the fastest to swim, get the brick up, and reach the other side of the pool. He's like, "You're very good." Yeah. Sorry about that. Give me 1 second. My mom was stopping for me.
I thought that was part of the story.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm sorry about this. You guys come up with stories. I'll be right back.
All right.
I was just like, man, he's getting into it all of a sudden.
Do you think this part's just gonna be cut? Out of the whole thing.
I don't know. We fill it in.
Fill it in.
Fill it in. I got a good cringy story. Okay, so I was actually I was older than I should have been. I think I was in like 7th grade, and at the time, we didn't have the awesome MP3 players. We had to use actual CD players just to, either that or I was broke. I don't really remember. I don't remember if it was just like they weren't popular or I was just broke. I believe either one. So like I was listening to my CD players, listening to my custom burnt CDs, and I remember I was sitting next to like I was sitting next to like my friend and like my friend was right across from me and this super hot girl was right next to me. And I was just like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
And like
Mama,
I'm listening to the yeah, my pee go down. Go down, pee. And like I was just like listening to music and like I don't know why, because it's kind of like those. You'll know what happened when I say it, but it's kind of like these jokes that you hear like a lot. But I was like at the time I wasn't even thinking about it. I was listening to music and I was just like, man, I just gotta rip one. And like instead of like trying to like be really like quiet about it, I just like rip it full force like. But I had my headphones on, so I didn't even hear it. And I was just like, I was sitting there, and then for a second there, I was just like, oh no. And like, I could see like, from the corner of my eyes, I could see like the chick looking at me and like a couple other people looking at me. But then I just acted like I didn't hear them. Because I was like, if I just ignore the problem, it won't affect me. So I like ignored it and I was just sitting there like doing like my work still. And like everyone else just eventually went back to doing their stuff, but then it was just like later on like my friend was just like, dude, was that you just like totally just ripped ass? I was like, yeah, but I was just trying to ignore it though. I figured if I didn't acknowledge it, it means that they wouldn't look at me anymore for it. Ignore the problem. If you ignore the problem, everything good happens.
Don't do that, by the way, if you're listening to this. Don't ignore the problem. Fix the problem. You freaking chaotic force of nature. Oh, Ripstud's gonna have a time with this when he's ending this.
Oh yeah. I hope he goes back and listens to this one, and then he like cuts it and be like, here is my life reaction to these two talking when I'm gone.
Yeah, hey Ripstud, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're an idiot, you're ugly, I hate you.
Ripstud, You're a great person. You're beautiful.
No,
you're
no, 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 no,
intelligent.
no, no, no,
And
no, no,
everything
no,
that
no,
Todd said
Taco's
is a lie.
lying.
Don't trust him. Don't believe him. He's trying to bring you down. I'm trying to bring you up. All right. He's trying to he's trying to kick you in the knees and make you fall down. But I'm grabbing your hips and guiding you up. Oh, speaking about grabbing hips and guiding people up.
Yeah, you have another story?
I got it like a it's kind of like a random tangent real quick, just because this has been brought to my attention. This is a thing that I haven't watched in a long time, mainly because it all got deleted off of YouTube. Have you ever watched a thing called gay porn, just the acting?
No, I think I did.
That is probably the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. Because it's just, it's just the acting from gay porn, and then, like, all the actual gay porn is either cut out or it's super, like, heavily censored. And it is, I have never laughed harder than watching that.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry.
Hey,
Okay, there we go. We can stop stalling for
I'm
time
sorry.
now.
Make fun of Ripstud.
You're gonna have a great time listening to all that.
Alright, so back to my story.
All right. So let's just recap. All right. So you're
Okay.
No, it's gonna be a
Okay,
surprise.
yeah.
No. About Ripstud's story. So swim teacher,
Yeah.
slightly sexist, a little bit wrinkly,
Yeah.
gross. Gotcha. Continue.
She's gotta be watching. It's just like, can't wait for our reunion for high school. Anyways, when we were doing the class, we had classroom time and we had the pool time. And for the pool time, obviously she said, Chris, you're doing very good with this. You're good with CPR. Good with, like, doing the practice rounds and stuff. However, you suck at the writing. You're not very good with paperworks. Later on, I go to find out she didn't pass me. I'm like, really? And, like, most of the people there were, like, a few of them were chicks. I'm not sure how many guys passed, but most of the chicks passed. I'm like, really?
Just that?
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Wait.
Yeah.
So was that like the only thing that was sexist about her?
Well, like, I don't. Well, she seemed to have I don't remember much. Like, it was freaking like I'd never cared much about her. I just wanted to pass the class. But I mean, like I said, I never had a personal experience with her. But like, from what I was aware, like, she was very picky with students. I guess I was just one of those students she was picky with. But I was good at I was good at the tasks, not the writing portion.
Right.
So she was just like, yeah, we'll see what you can do. And I just go to find out, yeah, I didn't pass the written portion, but I passed everything else. But she didn't give me a certification as a lifeguard. I'm like, really? Like seriously?
It's like one day she's drowning in a pool and you're just gonna be on the side.
I'll just be like,
just smiling at her. I wonder. It's like,
Nope, can't do it.
I wish I could do something, but
I'm not certified. Whoopsie, poopsie.
Yeah, if you would have just certified me, you'd be alive.
You wouldn't die then. Jeez, that's brutal.
oh my god. Oh man. Okay, so Ripstud, just want to let you know when you review our part while you were gone, we want you to live show us your live reaction to it. Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Please.
How bad is it?
It's gold. It's gold.
It's gold. All right.
It's gold.
I'm holding you guys accountable for it.
Yeah, it's just like one story and one tangent.
One tangent. Oh boy, that would be fun.
All right, so I feel like we've been saying a bunch of cringy stuff lately, but I think it's time to get some wholesome stuff in here. So I'm about to tell you guys my school story of the first time I was asked out.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah.
Oh damn! Tell me what it's like.
Okay, so we had an after-school thing called PVA, and there was a whole bunch of things we had to do because during the school day we did our PVA stuff. So after school we did our required school stuff. Not sure why they wouldn't just do PVA afterwards, but that's a whole different tangent. So one day I'm walking out of health class. This is like way after school was over, and this girl walks up to me and says, "Hey, can I talk with you for a second?" I'm like, "Well, sure." Again, this is like during my neck beard phase where I think like any female talking to me is like a gift from the gods. It's like, thank the Lord Jesus, she talked to me. I got a female to talk to me.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. And she's like, I think you're really queer. I almost said queer.
You're really queer.
I think you're gay. I want you.
Freudian slip there. Whoa.
Oh no. Tom, I just want to say, it's okay. We're not going to judge you. This is it's current year. You can be whatever you want.
I may be harsh with you, but I still love you.
I am. Alright. I think you're very cute. I think you're very nice. Would you like to be boyfriend and girlfriend? Now, tangent here. If someone asks you to be boyfriend and girlfriend right off the bat, that's probably not the best sign. Probably not the not the best thing. You probably want to ask first, saying like, do you want to go out sometime? But we're young kids in high school, so whatever.
Yeah, like high school, it's like different. It's like you have to be boyfriend
Before
girlfriend
you
first
date,
before
yeah,
you go
exactly.
out.
Oh man. So, I get talking with her, and I told her, well, I am not sure what to think about this because our teacher recently, actually our health teacher. By the way, he's crazy. He's insane. He is pretty much what a Catholic school would hire for a health teacher. He taught us everything wrong in the health class. And I'm not sure why he's still teaching. I think he's still teaching. Wow, is he still teaching? Oh my god.
I can just imagine, like, there are two holes in a human body. There's one for the poop and one for the piss. You go in the piss. You go in the poop, you're going to hell. That's sodomy.
Now remember, kids, abstinence is the best way of keeping clean.
If she's okay with it, it don't matter what the age is.
All right, but there was one thing he said that I took to heart because this is actually some real life lessons. Always think before you say yes or no. So if you ask a question, ask first if you can give it some time to think about it.
However,
Meanwhile, I'm over here saying like, could you give me some time to think about it? Literally, not even like half a day later, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll be your boyfriend.
yeah, Tommy boy.
Tommy boy being a pimp.
Oh no, he's thinking with his
Thinking with my
pee-pee.
pee-pee. Oh no.
Tom, this is your brain. What are you doing, man? You're going in deep. Tom, this is your penis. Just
Oh, I
go for
wish
it,
I was
man.
going in deep.
You go in deep or you don't go at all.
Alright, but yeah, that was the story of how I ended up with my first girlfriend. Also the same girlfriend that was awful to me.
That's the story of how I met your mother.
No.
Oh god, she will never be a mother to my children. Never, ever, ever.
Beautiful. I actually do have a story, and while I'm telling the story, I can look for a photo. So, this is related to health class, and unlike your health teacher, mine was freaking hilarious. He was hysterical. He was very helpful. If like when it came to serious like situations, like I told you guys before, with my old friend and her like
Seizure.
No, not with the seizure. This is a different person. When I went to the counselor to tell my counselor about a person who wanted to commit suicide or go do self-harm to them.
Right.
This was the teacher that I spoke to, and we had this project we had to do, which was a diet kind of thing. So it's like, okay, you guys have to come up with some sort of like weird kind of dieting system that you have to do. And, well, we didn't actually have to do it, but it was like, okay, come up with a project, present it, and then, like, I'll give you your grade. So, everyone came up with their things where there was me, I was still trying to think what mine was, and of course we didn't say what it was until we actually went to present it. And I was still like, okay, what would be a cool, funny thing to do for a dieting system? So I was just like, okay, think. I could do something pony-wise. I could do something weird, or I don't even know. Then I was just like, wait a minute, I have an idea. So I got some pictures together. I did a little bit of photoshopping. I quote unquote worked out and took a picture of myself, and I say that very vaguely, and you'll understand why.
This is after your freaking exercise video.
Basically. And so my teacher's like, okay, you can go tomorrow. And I was like, okay, sweet, I have an extra day to prepare. I get more of my stuff. I get like all the like quote unquote research as to why it's good. My gosh, I look so skinny without my face. Anyways. So it's my turn to present, and I'm like, okay, so just know this took a lot of research. I had to work very hard for this. And my teacher's name is Mr. Conway. You'll understand why. As soon as I unveil my poster board, my title says The Conway Diet.
What?
So, how the diet works is you start off on your normal self, and then as the times go by, you begin to develop more as a health teacher sort of standard, and you begin to understand how the human body works. You're more physical and all this stuff. And then by the end of the 3rd days, you're bald, you're very buff and muscular, and you eat nothing but protein powder and just snort that stuff day in and day out.
So kissing ass.
Basically. Basically, that's how I went through.
What was it like, French kissing his asshole?
It was hard because I had to use both hands at the same time. You know, I couldn't just go.
I think they made an Australian kissing because it was down under.
Yeah. He said someone did that before. It's just like, you know what? I might as well do it even better. If I can find the photo, I would show you guys. But while I'm looking for it, someone else can come up with a story.
All right.
So yeah, that's the name of kissing up.
Really putting us up on the spotlight here. What other story do I got? Oh god, I'm at a loss for words. I don't got a story. Oh god. Oh no.
Oh no, Tom, do I have a story?
Tom. Oh, okay. So, well, actually, as long as I don't say her name, you'll be fine. Okay,
there you go.
So
it's deniability. It's okay.
First girlfriend, because this one I don't think really counted, but in other people's eyes it did. So pretty much like first week of like freshman year in like high school, I was in a chorus class because I was a big old music boy, even back in high school. Shameless plug-in. Go subscribe to my channel.
Shameless plug-in.
Shameless plug-in. And I met this girl there who, by the way, had the most gigantic shabangas. Had the most gigantic... Exactly. Just gigantic boobs. Like, oh my god. The girl had a double D.
Like you'd stick your face
I
in there
could
and
die happy. Oh man. Yeah, we got talking and realized she was a big old weeb. She was a big old anime fan, if you know what I'm saying. She was about that weeb life. You know? She watched a whole heck of a lot of Hetalia. She watched Inuyasha a lot. She had like a little locket with Inuyasha.
It would be Inuyasha.
Yes, Inuyasha there from the hot spring scene, and oh gosh, there was one little flaw about her though. She was a big Ripstud. I want you to remain calm to this, okay? All right. I want you to remain calm.
Oh god, I know what it is.
She's a big old fan of My Little Pony.
Yes, another one. information.
She stores her love in her chest.
I wonder what else she stores.
That's where she keeps the elements of harmony.
You were not looking for those elements of harmony. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He was trying to get some harmony. No, say.
No. The harmony comes later. Just listen. And then I realized that just because you have similar things about each other doesn't mean that it works at all, because she watches different anime than I do, and she watches My Little Pony, which I didn't really watch My Little Pony at all at that time, because this is before I
Blasphemy.
Shut up, Ripstud. But this is before I challenged my friend on it, and he made me watch the first season of My Little Pony. So it's like, it wasn't really my vibe. I just knew it as like that one little kid show that mostly provided the girls. I didn't even know bronies really existed at that point. But
Now you do.
I am greatly aware of that now. She would just like bring up like TV shows I never even watched, even like the same shows like all the time, and she wouldn't like bring up like any like interesting conversation at all. It was just like, I can't conversate with this person. I don't know what to say. When I tried to talk to her about something, she would just go right back to the TV shows that I didn't know anything about, and she would try to mimic scenes from the TV show that I didn't know anything about. And I would tell her like, "Hey, Sally," I'm gonna call her Sally because names. Sally, you know I've never watched that show, right? It's like, yeah. It's like, then why do you reference it to me so much?
Why not?
Why not? And yeah, it's her questions, like, because you're trying to get me to laugh, though, right? It's like, yeah. It's like, I don't know the show.
Well, if you laugh without seeing the show, then it'll make you want to see the show. Don't fight the logic.
There was a couple of times where we broke up and then got back together, got back together. It was like final, like saying like, okay, I really can't have an intelligent conversation with this girl. I need to just break things off. But I will say, one funny thing about her though was that she owned a cow hoodie. Yeah,
Cow hoodie.
She bought it. It's like specifically she told me she bought it because she knew how big her breasts were. And like whenever she put it on, she would tell me to call her boobs udders.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
As a joke, because she was like, again,
get a nice handful of those chest beefers, you know what I mean?
As like I'm like, wow, this is amazing until I can.
You could drink from the source.
No, I did not get anything organic. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're not you don't have to. It's the attempt.
Oh my. But like, have y'all ever had that kind of like interaction with someone where it's just like they keep on talking about something that you know nothing about, and like whenever you try to like switch to another conversation, they try to go straight back to what they were talking about, and they won't tell you anything about,
which is weird,
about like what they're talking about at all, and expect you to know every single thing about it.
You better love it.
Oh yeah, I've had that
it's
before.
It's aggravating.
Which is actually like the topic of mine is actually kind of dumb because I guess are you done with your story? All right, I'll go over to mine then, which is kind of similar to that. Like, so you know, I was talking to this girl. It was I want to say sophomore, junior, something like that. And you know, we were talking, and it's just like we'd have some things, you know, similar together. Basically, you know, the whole like just do whatever kind of attitude is what kind of drew us together. But then, you know, anytime we just try to just talk, like just talk about random things, it's usually like it was so vastly different. So, because I like to talk about, at the time, I like to talk a lot about like music and stuff, and she didn't give a shit. But it's funny because the thing she would always like to talk about was football, and I don't give a shit about football.
Oh man.
Like, I don't care about, like... So, like, anything that's sports related, I honestly don't care. Like, it's kind of like the whole, like, video game mentality for older people, I guess, where it's like... When I see people talk about, like, sports, and they're like, oh, man, my sports teams, my sports... And I'm like, wouldn't it be more fun to actually go play the sport?
Like, I don't get that.
But, you know, I use that same argument that people say about video games. It's like, oh, you play video games. Why don't you... You're playing Call of Duty. Don't you want to just go out and shoot people instead? You know, that mentality. So, anyways, we would talk, and she would say stuff like that. She would talk about... She was big... at the time, I was living in Oklahoma, so she would talk about OU all the time. So she's like, oh, yeah, OU's, you know, whatever. Oh, man, they lost this game, blah, blah, blah. And I just sit there like, nod, yeah, okay. And she'd just say, like, oh, why don't you ever, like, want to talk about this? And I'm like, because I don't care.
You can't force you to care.
Like, it does not interest me at all. I mean, I'll sit here and pretend to care.
Right.
But I just don't care at all.
And they think, like, they can force you to care about it. No, you can't, unless you incorporate something that I love in it.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, you don't. I mean, I'm not gonna sit there demeanor about it, but I'm not gonna act like I know what's going on either.
Like,
I'm just gonna say, hey, that sounds cool,
like, dude,
I guess.
I barely had an interest in the, like, Olympics, like, barely at all, until they started bringing Sonic and Mario in the Olympic Games, like, on the Nintendo DS. Actually, man, that was like one of my first like video game gifts. I was like, oh wow, oh my god, nostalgia. So actually, my girlfriend's the exact same way. She watches a ton of football. She is a man's dream, with like a football. I don't know what you call him, sports fan's dream of a girlfriend, because she would watch the game. She would yell at the team to do better, which, by the way, I don't get that at all. You're not the one putting in the effort. They are. They're just playing for your entertainment. It's just your kids on steroids. But she was just like constantly like talk about like football. I would try to get into it because like I was a Navy fan at some point. Like I went to the college games, but I couldn't relate to him at all. Like she would mention like a sports player's name, like, oh yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, that Tiger Woods in the Olympics.
Tiger Woods playing basketball yesterday. Wow, this is crazy.
Dude, when he hit that strike, I was surprised they didn't give him like a foul for committing a home run.
Michael Jordan during that baseball game though, oh my god, touchdown.
Wait a minute, from Space Jam?
Michael Jordan from Space Jam, he does sports too?
He was a baseball player in Space Jam. Alright, I actually do have a story. Kind of revolving around sports. Sort of. So the topic kind of resorts around it. But it was a stupid moment in my childhood where I didn't know better.
Right.
So have you guys seen Robin Hood Men in Tights?
Yeah. Hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's one scene, I don't remember if it was that, but remember the one scene where that guy, whoever it was, the bad guy went to go try to plow the girl, and he reveals that she's wearing a chastity belt with like a WWE belt, I think he had on, right? So.
Oh no, it was the Everlast.
Whatever it was. I went to go play with my friend. I don't remember how long ago it was after I watched the movie, but he was playing, and like we were playing like WWE quote unquote wrestling. We were wrestling, and we're like, okay, we're gonna win for the championship belt. Now in my mind, I was thinking that's not a championship belt. That's a chastity belt.
Wow.
I mean, it could be a chastity belt. I haven't heard WWE fans getting laid.
Yeah.
You know, that's the funny part, because the mom said the exact same. She's like, I mean, it could be. and when I realized, just like, wait a minute, that's not what it was. As I got older, I was just like,
you'll never have my virginity.
Oh man, just looking back at.
I will be a wizard, damn it.
Just looking back, I was just
Oh
was
my
that
God.
really me? Oh my gosh, oh man. What has my
Yeah.
life become?
Oh no.
Man.
That's
So yeah,
Sad.
I mixed up WWE with bondage.
Oh God.
Jeez Louise.
Oh man.
Alright, so change the subject.
You can
change
get
the
extra
subject.
freaky. Hold on. I'm so going on tangent. You can get extra freaky with it if you put the WWE belt on her while you're doing it. Lean close and you just whisper, "Brother,
Are you ready to rumble, brother?
brother."
No, you lean in and you go like, "Can you smell what I'm cooking?"
Can you see me?
It's like, oh yeah, Macho Man
I'ma-
Randy
I'ma get you
Savage
on your
here
back.
to give you the good time
1,
of
2,
your
3.
life. I can count for roleplay.
Oh man, you can actually make that kind of. You can make that like really kinky. Be like, oh yeah, I'll make you submit. Submit, get this belt.
Say
from ya.
uncle.
I'll make you ring out.
When I take you out this Sunday.
Sunday.
Oh my god.
All right, can I go off on another wholesome tangent if you don't mind?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So, it's actually one of the reasons why I was talking with Tyko about this earlier, but I recently took my girlfriend to Disney. That I showed y'all back in 2019 during the summer, and I just want to talk about like, dude, childlike wonderment that sticks with you forever.
Oh yeah.
Because as soon as I took her in that park, she was just like looking at everything in like amazement and just like awe, like all like the cool special effects that Disney puts up. It's just like she's looking like, oh my god, how they do that?
Magic.
Freaking magic. And it's just like it was just like wonderful. That's the reason why I actually talked with Tyko about doing the commission for that, because I think like, oh man, that would be amazing if it was like in Tycho's art style. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I guess.
He's just like,
wait, hold on, Tycho. What are you doing with that? What are you doing?
He's got a plan.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can capture childlike wonderment. That's kind of not like what I'm good at.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not, I don't know if you know Tycho that well, but he's gonna do stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be child friendly, but it's gonna be something involving child.
Oh crap! I'm scared.
We already told you what I'm not gonna
For
do.
now.
Well, I'm not gonna turn it into like a weird lesbian thing.
Oh, so it's not lesbians. Just not lesbians.
Just not
Just not
lesbians.
lesbians.
No, without consent.
No, like I said, I don't care.
Oh,
I
they're
don't
consenting,
care either
all right.
way. It's just like I'm going to like show it to her, and I'm not sure like what she likes.
Well, yeah, no. Like, real talk, I'll make it wholesome. I'll dial it down. I don't do that a lot, but I'll dial it down.
Settle in for a bit.
Wait, hold on, Ripstud. What'd you ask? What'd you ask from Tycho?
I'll reel it back.
For me, I still have to find something. I have a few ideas. I'm not the prettiest picture in the book, so I might just give.
Just remember, everyone only gets
Everyone gets
one.
one.
And if I give him one, I feel like I'm gonna get that one, and it's just next thing you know, it's just like, you like it, Rip, and I just get sent this like weird image of me just posing.
You act like I'm doing like genie wishes or something, where it's like you want something and you're gonna get something like
It's
way
because
the
you
devil's
are
curse.
a genie. You're a freaking genie, Tycho. You're a freaking mother effing magical genie. You understand that? You are a Shazam, all right?
I'm Shaq.
You are you know you could be Shaq. You could be Shaq.
I could be Caucasian Shaq, except not as tall, but I can
How tall
shoot
are
a
you?
3. Not that tall. I can guarantee I'm the shortest one here.
Wait, no, you're not the shortest one here.
Oh yeah, I'm the shortest
sorry.
one here. Rip, how tall are you?
I'm 6'4".
At Chase Fest.
Okay, see, you're both 6-something. I am not.
I don't know why I keep on imagining, but I keep on imagining Ripstud as like this small child.
Oh, I'm above my parents, bro.
That's crazy, dude. I keep on imagining like Tyko being taller than me. I don't know why. I think it's just like the big dick energy, like emulating off of him. It's just.
Oh yeah, no, I got big dick energy, but it's to make up for the fact that height challenged.
How tall are you?
I'm
Oh, that's not too
5'10".
bad.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm still a
I
little
thought-
manlet though.
I legit thought it was gonna be something bad, like 5'3". Like, oh, holy
Wait.
crap!
So you're 6 foot?
Oh god, no. Oh god, no, I'd kill myself.
Well, I can tell you boys that I am a remaining freakish force of nature giant at freaking 6'5". Let's go.
Yo, wait, fam. 5'12" is 6 foot. You're exactly 6 feet. You're with us.
No. 5'10".
No, I'm 5.
Oh,
5'10".
5'10". I heard 5'12".
I'm like 5'10" or
Okay, I heard
5'11".
5'12". Wait a minute. That's not right. That's 6 foot.
Yeah, 6 foot is forever away from me. Is right outside my
5'11"
grasp.
versus 6 foot.
I am forever. Exactly.
Oh man.
Because I have the 5 in there, I'm forever a manlet.
Have you ever gotten curved because of your height?
What, like, from anybody?
Yeah, anyway, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, all my friends are usually taller than me, except for the exception of, like, maybe 1 or 2 that was either same height or just a little bit shorter.
No.
Pretty much all my friends have been taller, and most of the girls I went out with are about the same height as me or a little bit taller. Which I want to go, quick tangent, what's up with people hating on tall girls?
Yeah, freaking.
You know what they are? They're cowards
Amazon's
is what
girls
they are.
Amazing. I would love to meet a
Hell
girl that
yeah.
was my height. I would freaking challenge her.
I'd love to meet a girl that's taller. I'm okay with that. I'd do real life Shadow of the Colossus on her. I don't care.
All right. It's
Have the music played and everything.
It's not that I don't hate tall girls. It's just it's not really my preferred. What's the word I'm looking for? Not pronoun. It's not my preferred taste in a girl. I want a short girl. I want one that's like chest level where I can just smother everybody. Be like, you're mine. I own you. Not own you, but oh jeez.
Your mom.
It's his practical masculinity.
I own you. I don't condone. Oh my lord.
Rissa, just shut up. You're just digging a hole, man. You're just digging a hole.
I'm a good boy, I swear.
That Freudian slip right there.
I love whammon.
You love whammon. You respect whammon.
I respect whammon.
I respect the whammon.
I respect the whammon.
The whammon. Yo, can we talk about like field days at like elementary school?
Those were the best. Oh my god.
I remember specifically one thing where they had these like whenever the kids got thirsty, like we wouldn't just like have the kids like pile up in a line to the drinking fountain. What they did was they took a hose, stuck it inside of a PCP pipe, and they put holes in them, and like there were like 8 holes on each side. And they would just sprue out like little brits of water, so we were thirsty, we'd just go drink from there like we're a bunch of animals. That was probably the coolest thing that I remember. It was just like, this is friggin' awesome.
I mean, when you're in elementary school, y'all are just a bunch of animals anyway.
Oh yeah, by far.
We're just freaking monsters. Little gremlins.
Oh yeah, it was the best though. I still remember that.
Oh man.
Oh, actually, I remember in kindergarten, actually, jumping off from field day. We'll get back to that in a minute. Yeah. I remember, oh man, nap times were the best in kindergarten.
I always hated nap times.
I wish nap times kept on going
so deeply because of where I'm at now.
Yeah, why were we stupid back then? It's just like, I hate naps. Now we're just like, can I go back to where I can take naps?
Well, apparently you love nap times. What's up with that?
No. The reason I'm bringing it up is because, firstly, I have the weirdest dreams. I remember one dream I had. I don't know if it was a vision or just a big fluke of a coincidence. I had a dream. This wasn't in kindergarten, but I had a dream where some guy was chasing me for something I took. And he caught me, but I got away. That same thing happened 2 years later, but I took my cousin's bike. He chased me down at a campsite. Well, we were all at a campsite, and I took his bike in the campsite, chased me down, got me, but then I got away from him. And I was just like, yo, what the freak? Anyways, so point being taken, I had some really weird dreams in kindergarten. Like, I remember, if I remember vividly, it was really weird. I don't know what, but there was just a bunch of kids in a machine, not in a machine, in a factory. They were all strapped to this conveyor, and for some reason they were all being punished. I don't know why.
God.
But they just went through the weirdest like way of punishment and just went full on blown straight to the buttocks, just whiplash. And then as soon as nap time, I was like, "All right, let's go." I'm like, "What the freak did I just dream up?" I just dreamed of it. I'm just like, "Well, I'm scared." I don't know why it happened. It just happened.
Oh, I always hated nap time as a kid because, like, well, the thing is, I would probably appreciate it now, but back then, I'm not sure if I still would if I had like the same mentality because the freaking mats they handed out were so uncomfortable, man. They were
of
just
course.
plastic with like really like crappy this torn blankets, and the blankets smell too. I don't think they ever washed the blankets. It was. I couldn't. I couldn't. We couldn't. Okay. Well, we had to share blankets.
You got blankets, man?
We.
Yeah, we got like the rubber, or not the rubber mats. They were kind of like the I don't know. They were the kind of cushion mats that like people would use for like aerobics, I guess.
Right.
And we'd get that, and then like some of us got a pillow. Yeah, like it's basically there was like pillows, and they would like hand them out randomly. Sometimes you get, sometimes you wouldn't. If you didn't, you got like you used your backpack, which I didn't care because I got to sleep, so I was happy either way.
The others just get scoliosis.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. We're freaking. I lived in broke ass town, so I was lucky to have a mat. I was lucky to have a nap time. That's like when we go back to field trips. I have a story.
For me, like we were given carpets. They were, I don't understand. It's just like, why do it stick us on the floor? Like, all right, just lay on the floor. I'm like, why don't we just put our heads down? Lay on the floor. Okay. Either way, I was given a carpet, and it was just like we laid out in random spots. I think we were assigned carpets because we put them in our cubbies afterwards, and it was like, oh well.
You know, actually, I remember that's how nap times were the way I learned how to tell time.
Really?
Yeah, because I would always try to ask the teacher if I could leave to go to the bathroom, and I would just skip nap time the whole time, just walking around the school. Looked like I was going somewhere, like on important business, but I was skipping. I was just skipping nap time, bro. I was a bad boy. I was a bad boy.
He's a bad mamma jamma.
Oh man.
And I would always like there was a clock in the hallway. I would always look at, and if that one hand was past the time, that meant it was time to go walk back. And the teacher kept on like asking me like, so why were you out the whole time? It's like, oh, I just really had to go to the bathroom.
I had the poopies.
I had the poopies. Exactly.
I had poopy. I got put the poopy in the toilet.
I take the poop and I swap it in the toilet.
I had to go pee pee. Got put pee pee in the toilet.
Oh man.
I remember. So my family doesn't celebrate Halloween, and I remember in kindergarten we were doing some sort of Halloween thing, and we were dressing up as my teacher was dressing up as like she put on like fake teeth and like weird hair or whatever. And as we were doing that, I was thinking it was a real thing. The lights were off, and like they played some scary music. And I was a like very easily scared child as a kid. Like, if I watched something that looked scary, like I would freak out for my life.
Same.
Just like, is it coming for me? So that happened, and I was sitting behind a bookshelf crying. And I think what made it worse is she grabbed the child, lifted it to her mouth, and acted like she was eating it. I was like,
oh,
dear God, I'm gonna die.
I'm gonna die in a place I don't want to be at.
And I think what was worse was I was pulled out of the class and he stuck me in the next kindergarten room, and everyone just stared at me and was just like, "Don't judge me.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk."
Don't talk to me.
Oh man, but no, she was a very nice teacher. I loved her so much. She was awesome.
Oh man.
But it was, oh man, it was a weird experience for me. Looking back to it, I'm just like, you're such a freaking, like, seriously, dude? Oh man. Oh well. At least I know I'm afraid of kindergarten teachers with weird teeth eating children. Oh gosh.
Oh god, I remember back when my dad was in the military. He was in the Navy, and they had like a office trick or treat thing. My dad brought me and my brother, both dressed up in our Halloween costumes. I was Batman. He was a teddy bear. And we just walked around the place. But there's this one room I hated it so freaking much. Mostly because like I'm on the way there, we saw a guy dressed up in a skeleton Grim Reaper outfit. It was like one of those like really like overly scary detailed ones. It just like looked really freaky to a small child. And we saw him come out of the elevator and just like walk somewhere else with a bunch of files in his hand. And I'm just like, I'm talking to my brother. It's like, wow, wow. Thank God we don't ever have to see him again. He was really freaky. Guess who was in that room?
I just find it funny how there's a guy dressed as the Grim Reaper, which is the bunch of people. He's like, all right, here's the guys that we're trying to kill. Here's the people we've killed. Here's a bunch of chicks we could bang before we kill them. I just imagine that with the Grim Reaper. It's like, oh, hi, children. How's it going?
Well, children, hi. I'm about to kill you.
That's funny.
And the thing is, my dad told me like with a straight face, saying like, "Oh, go in there. He won't move." He knew. I saw him see the freaking Grim Reaper walk out of that like elevator, and he's like, "Go on, he won't move." Like I'm looking at him like, "Dad, are you kidding me? We just saw him move. I'm not stupid."
He's like, "Get in there now."
He was just being a jerk and just trying to get me scared. He knew. He thought like the guy would just like pop up at me and sees the little boy scream.
Man,
asshole.
Halloween is a weird thing.
What?
I remember for school, back in kindergarten, again, I think it was either kindergarten or elementary school. It was like dress up day, and like we went to the counseling office to show off our costumes, and I didn't have a costume. So what my teacher did was she got me some antlers, she got some red paint, put it on my nose, like, "You're Rudolph!" I'm like, oh no.
Oh god.
And like everyone had these like cool costumes. Some kid was dressed as like some karate kid. Someone was a bumblebee. Someone was a chef. Someone was like the Phantom of the Opera or something like that. And I was just here like regular clothes, antler, and a red nose. I was like, oh god.
I see nothing.
Hey, sweetie, where are you dressed up for Halloween this year? Disappointment.
Disappointed. I'm a disappointed Rudolph.
The physical incarnation of depression.
Oh god, it was so weird too. Man, for now the stories are coming back to me. Actually,
PTSD all up in here.
It's like, what are you dressed as? Have you ever had the feeling where you're like, "Hey, I want to die. I'm that exceptional physical version."
Oh man. Actually, kindergarten was the time where I think I found out I had a crush. Or someone had a crush on me, I had a crush on them. Because I probably am forgetting this very horrifically, but we were in line to show the teacher what we had worked on, and there was a girl. I won't state her name. We'll call her Shaniqua. No.
Freaking Sneakers comes in your DMs later. Is like, "Hey, asshole! I heard you talking about
on your
dumbass podcast."
We'll call her. We'll call her Becky. So Becky was in front of me. She had like I guess a little drawing of like some people, and she had something written down at the bottom. And it's just like, this is me and Chris playing and having fun with each other. And I was just like, oh, I just was below the. I was like, oh, stop it. This is before I got bullied, by the way. And oh man, it was quite a time. I miss the easier times. And I also had a horrible running.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. I just finished.
I was wondering, do y'all know anyone besides friends online that watch Golden Boys? I thought I heard.
Yeah, my roommate does.
Hi, Tyko's roommates.
I don't know if it is official, but there's a bunch of people at my church that subscribe to my channel, mainly younger generation. I told them I'm in a podcast. I don't know if they found it yet. If they have, guys, don't tell the preachers about this.
I thought I heard you say that your mom actually watches these podcasts.
No,
No.
no. Oh my lord.
No. I swear to God. I hope she doesn't.
Oh my lord. When did I say that?
I think it was like a while ago. I think maybe it was during like episode 2 of the podcast. Maybe, I don't know.
I think I said my mom was probably listening in because she was home at the time.
Oh.
Yeah, I do remember
And she's
that.
currently home too, so she probably heard all these stories.
Hi, Ripstud's mom.
Oh dear lord. If she finds this in the future, oh man, that's gonna be an interesting conversation. She's like, Chris, you're married. Let's go back to Mary Line. Oh no. Man, this was fun. We've been recording for almost 2 hours.
We have?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, we have.
Yeah, it's almost 2 hours. Like 10 more minutes.
Any more?
It's
any more
content.
stories or?
Oh, I had one.
I have one, but it's not really funny or anything.
Oh.
It's more sad.
Well, why not? Might as well get to the depressing sides.
You want? Do we want to go
How
there?
sad is it?
Oh,
It's
kind of.
like if he's sad or just like, wow, that's sad. Damn.
Do we need tissue boxes?
What level of sad is this?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe like a
3 out of
3.
1.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, maybe a 2 out of 5 then.
It's like 4 out of 10. Ain't that bad.
I'd probably be fine. This is like Christmas shoes sad.
Christmas shoes? What?
Are you talking about like that song?
Have you guys not seen
Christmas
the movie?
Shoes?
I have never seen. What?
I've not seen a movie. I've heard a song
Yeah, they
called
play it
Christmas
on
Shoes.
they play it
Or-
on the
yeah.
on the radio. But there's a movie based off of the. I think there's a song based off the movie where a boy is saving up money to buy shoes for his mom before she dies, and she dies, I think, on Christmas Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I hope it's not based on a true story. If it is, that's horrible. And like me and my sister were watching it with our family. At one point it's just went it like transitions to a black. All of a sudden you hear us. We're just starting sounding like what? It's sad.
What?
It's just like it does the reveal. They're like, no.
Yeah, it was so sad. Like I remember it, and like every time I thought of it back then, I just like tear up. I'm like, but yeah. Go ahead, Tyko, with your story. Make us cry.
I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know. It's more like maybe fucked up. At the time, I was just kind of like thinking back on it. Now I'm just like, man, that's kind of fucked up. So like back in high school, I want to say actually no. I think I was a senior in high school because I was still working at Mickey D's, and like there was this one girl. We weren't like dating or anything. We were just really good friends. Like it was just one of those like, hey, I can, it's fun talking to you, and there's no like sexual tension that I am aware of right now. So we just talked all that stuff. We would hang out every now and then. It's just straight up just chill, talk about shit. And she had a boyfriend who was he was all right. He was kind of a druggie, but whatever. So there was one time I was working at Mickey D's, and like I just was about to walk in for my shift, and he like comes up and he's like, hey, heard you hang out with my girl, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, don't do anything. We're just friends, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, okay, whatever. And later that night, I'm getting off my shift, all right? and like I'm walking to my car, and he like meets me in the parking lot again. And he was just like, oh, I don't believe you. She just don't say stuff. And I was like, dude, just talk to her. I swear, we're just friends. I'm not interested. And he's like, oh, whatever. And then he pushes me. He wants to start a fight. I'm like, okay, dude, I just got off work. I don't want to do this. He was like, oh, we'll make you do this. And he pulls out his pocket knife and stabs me in the leg.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And at that point, I threw him down and I just started wailing on him. Because I was like, what the fuck? This fucking,
him.
pocket knife that's not
Where's
even,
your
it's like the blade's not even an inch.
Dude, hell yeah.
And I was like, who stabbed someone with that? Yeah, so,
By the way, ladies, that is sexy.
So,
I date a man like that.
No, don't date a guy who's psychotic.
Yeah, so anyways, I do that, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'd, drive off, and I go to my friend's house, and they were just like, dude, what the fuck? I was like, dude, I just got stabbed in the fucking leg. And, they were like, wait, you got stabbed in the leg? I was like, yeah, the fucking thing's still in there. So, take care of that, and I call that girl up, and I was like, dude, your fucking crazy-ass boyfriend just stabbed me. And she was like, what? No. And I'm like, yeah, straight up, he just tried to stab me. And she's like, oh, well, okay, let me call him. I was like, I hope, because I'm going to call the cops on him. And then, so, do all that. I'm, at my friend's house, and, she calls back. She's like, can you please not call the cops on him? I'm trying to talk him out of it. I was like, no, he fucking stabbed me. What if he, stabbed me in the throat or something? And she was like, oh, just please, I know he's just going through a rough time, all that other stuff. And eventually it gets to a point where I'm just like, dude, I could have died. I want to call the cops. She's like, if we're really friends, you won't call the cops.
Crap.
I was like,
no.
I was like, what? I was like, you don't understand. I could have died. Are you saying that, what if he killed me what if he stabbed me in the throat and I died right there, And she's like, oh, but it didn't happen. I'm like, yeah, but it could have. It could have happened. And then, I started arguing with her. And then I'll go, so what you're saying is my life isn't worth as much as his well-being. And she just says, I'm just saying I love him.
Oh, no. Yo.
And I was like, what?
Oh, my God.
And she's like, probably better off if you're gonna call the cops, we're just not gonna be friends anymore. And I was just like, what the fuck? I was still trying to get over the fact where she's just like, fuck our friendship, fuck the fact that you could have died. I just don't want him to go to jail.
Y'all aren't gonna be friends anymore.
Like,
if you call the cops and she can't handle that. Nah.
That's...
Yeah, so I was just like, whoa. And it was I don't know. And then after that, a lot of her friends were getting on to me. It's like, no, why didn't because of course I called the cops on him. This guy's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
And she got pissed. Friends got pissed at me. And I was just like, y'all. I was like, yeah, I could have died, though, guys. You're not getting that. And then they're like, yeah, but you didn't, though. And then it got to the point where they were just like, oh, I kind of wish you did, though.
Yo.
And all this other stuff. And it made, I don't know, there's a little part of me that, questioned my own self-worth at that point. I was like, oh, man, what if they're right and all that other shit. But now I'm looking back, I was like, man, those guys are fucking bitches.
Screw them, honestly. I would have called the cops, on the spot. Like, dude, you're psychotic. I'm calling the cops.
I would just beat him to a pulp, man. I would just...
Take a knife and stab him in the leg.
Oh, I did. I fucking whooped his ass in that parking lot. Fucking, I was, high off adrenaline. I couldn't feel anything. And it was like... Afterwards, my knuckle was screwed up, and, I still had that pocket knife in my leg that whole time. To this day,
the pocket knife's still there.
Yeah. I hang stuff off of it. But, yeah, I don't know. That just... Stuff like that makes me man, I'm glad fucking high school's over, because that shit is all these people just blindly following her, just oh, you put my boyfriend in jail. And I was like, you fucking stabbed me. And they're like, no, though, it's my boyfriend.
No.
I was like, man, these fucking blind-ass bitches blindly follow.
Your brother or your sister, I'm calling the cops.
Wake up, sheeple.
That is retarded in every level. My God, it's horrible.
That is like incredibly stupid. People will just like go blindly protect anyone, even though like they know they're psychotic.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's like at that point, I was just like, I need to get out of this town.
Their
Fuck this
behavior
place.
is like not like acceptable at all, and they'll defend them like no matter what.
It's like this is not how normal people need to act.
Yeah.
Freaking exactly. Oh, man, freaking. Oh, God, I have another story. I freaking forgot. No.
Come on, you can do it. Think.
I'm trying.
You can do it.
Nothing.
Yeah, you gotta come on. You gotta come up with some comedy because I think I've used pretty much all my comedic jokes. Now I'm just thinking of all the fucked up shit.
Okay, I gotta come up with a wholesome story. Damn it. Oh, got it. Bam! I got it. This is the most wholesome story you all will ever hear. Hell yeah. Okay, so.
That's it.
So, back then, my dad moved a lot of places since he was part of the military. I was a military brat. Me, I was a giant always. Even back then, when I was little, I was the biggest kid in the whole class. I was a little like ogre gremlin, freaking. And my height kind of put people off, especially since I was like always like really quiet. Since I was raised under a very strict military Southern mama, she knew how to get her kids to behave. Mm-hmm. I was very quiet, very. Apparently, I had like a big resting bitch face because I always looked angry at something.
Oh.
Sorry, gross burp. Oh, Tiger, you okay?
Yeah, just dying.
Same, man.
And I am like all the kids kept on avoiding me. They would talk like crap about me. It's like, oh, he's just a big scary giant. Don't go talk to him. He'll hurt you. I was like saying, man, what did I do? Like, am I a monster? Oh God, I am a monster. Holy crap.
Massive rampage.
But there was one day where I saw a kid trip in front of me, and I real run over there to help them up. I picked them up, and they looked at me and said, "Wait, you're that giant kid?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh no.
It's like, are you gonna hurt me? Like, why the fuck would I do? Okay, of course I didn't say fuck as a little kid because I didn't even know the word. But like, why would I do that? And like, I think that's where they got like the gears turned. Like, wait, do we actually have any evidence of this kid doing anything like that at all?
Like, get the files, Janet. Is this legitimate?
Get the files, Karen.
Karen's in the back. No, he's a monster.
No, he's a monster. It's like, where's the files? I don't need any damn files.
Evidence? Who needs evidence? I have my opinion.
But entirely intended.
And that kid was the first ever friend I made in that new area. And we are still friends to this day because she is an amazing person. Oh. I should call her up sometime.
We're still friends to this day.
Should.
I should call her up sometime.
I should call her sometime.
You should call her and be like, "Hey, you're a
like,
good
yeah, you're
friend.
a good friend. Like, and everything you've done for me, you're cool. I like you. You're a rad tad person.
You're amazing, gal. You're a gal pal. You know that?
All right. Does anyone else have any wholesome stories?
No. Let me think. I probably have
Come on, Rip.
something if I can think.
Gotta have something wholesome.
We need something wholesome to end on.
Just about to scratch. I'm just posting Twitter.
Let me get that good scratch. Yeah, okay.
Wholesome. Let me think. Wholesome.
Come on. You can
think
do
it.
it. You get
Big brain
Come
time.
on, Rip.
Big
You save
brain
the
time.
podcast.
Save the podcast. Oh, I have something. Though I'm not sure how wholesome it is. But hey, we'll roll with it. So back in high school, I had a crush on some girl. Not gonna state her name. We'll call her Give me your name.
Shaniqua.
Okay, sure. Her name was Shaniqua.
I was gonna say Shaniqua.
All right. Obviously, you guys. All right. You know what? We'll call her Crystal.
All right. Okay.
So Crystal was this girl I liked for some time, and I had numerous crushes back in high school. One of the girls I had a crush on, we used to hold hands and like down the halls. She was cute.
Aww.
Yeah.
So adorable. Said you 5th grade player.
And she was tiny too, so I thought that was a plus. It's like, oh, she's adorable. Anyways, this was during lunchtime, and at lunchtime we would always eat outside. There was like a patch, like it was probably like 20 feet by 20 feet, up like probably 3 feet high, and there's like a patch of grass with like 3 different trees around the area, and we would just sit in the center of that with like a big group of friends. And this chick and I, Crystal, not the other girl, we'll call the other girl Melissa. I don't know why. Anyways, Crystal and I were close to each other, and like how I said before, like I would be like close to a girl. I would either wrap my arm around her shoulders or like hold her hand. And I guess she was talking with her friends about something, and she looks at me and is like, "Hey, would you be mad at me if I kissed you?" I was like,
"Oh, my boy."
So I was just like, no, I wouldn't be mad. Why? And just she turns my head, and it's just a quick mwah. I'm like, I didn't know how to
hormones. Oh, the puberty's coming.
I didn't know how to react. I was just like, my face was heating up. Everyone was just like shocked too. They were just like, dude. And it's funny because everyone knows I was very religious. Still kind of am, but I'm more open-minded than I used to be back then. I mean, I was half and half then. I was like, I wouldn't say confused, but I was just, Anyways, so I was just like, whoa, that just happened. And I was like, oh, look at Chris. And then here's the kicker. So someone was saying something. I don't know what happened. She grabs me again and does it again. I get a second peck on the lips. I'm like, ooh. That's happened.
Chris, look at you, my boy.
The entire day, I was just like, oh my God, I just gonna kiss my girl. So, I got my first kiss back freshman year. And
what?
What?
That was the weirdest like transition. It was like, I got kissed by a girl. I got my first
That's
kiss
how
back
I met your mother.
Your mom doesn't count, Chris.
Let's good.
That's a good joke.
That's a good joke. Slap my knee and call me Uncle Rick. All right. Does that conclude today?
Oh no! I interrupted your story.
Oh no!
Year.
Oh no! That was basically it. I kissed a girl. I got kissed by a girl in freshman year. My first kiss ever.
Tell us about that.
That's. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was kindergarten. Oh shoot.
No, this happened freshman year in high school.
That's why I said 5th grade pimp.
Yeah, that's why. That's why it was like freshman year. Like
that's like so back in high school.
Like,
I need to listen. I need to be better at listening.
It's okay.
Tom has a filter where it's like he only wants to hear. What he wants to hear.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Oh, that's basically a lot of people that I know.
It was just like blah blah blah, kiss me on the cheek.
Nah, man. I just have a filter of hearing good things that happen to you because I want to support you, man. You know?
Yeah. I got you.
Shut up.
Alright, anybody else got any stories, or shall we conclude that for today?
I think we can call that in for today.
I think we're good. This is the longest one so
yeah,
far.
This one was very interesting. We're all very racist.
Hey, Ripstud, have fun editing this.
I didn't say anything racist.
For all I know.
Me, I was accidentally racist. Hold on.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching our podcast. We hope you enjoyed this one, especially since we actually stuck with the topic. We kind of went off, but other than that...
But we went back to it, yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
mainly stayed on focus.
All of you out who are watching this right now, tell us about a wholesome story back when you were in school, or even like a funny one back down in the comments. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that bell notification, since YouTube is kind of being a bitch.
It's going downhill.
It's going downhill.
Yeah.
But we want to watch this world burn with you, so be sure to hit that bell notification, hit that like, and subscribe. And I think that's it, really.
Yeah, and also check. I'll be posting all of our social medias, our YouTube channels, and our Twitter accounts. If you guys got anything else for me, I'll put them in the description as well. But other than that, check out all the social medias, our Twitters, just our own separate YouTube channels. And other than that, we do hope you guys enjoyed. And until then, with our next topic, which shall be probably a surprise, we shall see you guys then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that concludes today.
Woo!
Yeah.